Good afternoon, good evening, LinkedIn, YouTube. I've just been speaking for about 10 minutes and not realizing I didn't go live because there's connection problems. So I will keep this conversation short now. Why the human heart will always deceive us. Okay, so I'm speaking more on a born again Christian. I'm not preaching here, but I need to be honest with people a lot more now about who I am. When I get up every single day, I'm not here to make money, really, per se. I've never really made any money in my setup and my brands, and I might do one day. I don't know, but it's I'm here to serve to serve God, and whatever skills that I have as a gift is to share those and to help people, for instance, with their mental health, etc. But I know that most of us, even myself, we want things in life. We want more. You look at the war in Ukraine. Why is there a war in Ukraine? Why did Putin invade Ukraine? Was it greed? He wanted something. Special military operation? I don't buy it. And that's not, that's greed. We always want more in life. And I think that's extremely dangerous. We are born into a sinful world. Our hearts will deceive us because even when we go to work, it makes me laugh sometimes when I ask people, so when you get your wage packet, is it your money? Is it all yours? And they say, yes, well, mine. I worked really hard for it. And people work hard for their money. I get that. But when they say it's all theirs, it's like, okay, yeah. So every single penny you earned it, it's yours. You're gonna, give a little bit here or there, and I think, oh, well, I'm a good person. I try and help people I can. And the point of that story is, or that phrase, is that we can't live a perfect life. We always want more. We always want more greed. And it's true, I say they, but the world is getting darker, as I often say to people. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. Now, put aside the different government rules and etc., taxation and that. At the end of the day, the wealth distribution in this world is everywhere. Okay, people are starving in some countries. 2/3 of the world are living on less than $3 a day, $5, sorry, and um, so I'm hoping that my connection is going out on this, but it's difficult because I get frustrated when people want things in life and greed, and they're out for themselves. And I'm not saying I have those desires, and I do. Like, I don't know. It'd be nice to get a house one day, but it's something that I've got a roof over my head right now, and I'm so grateful because of that. And it's not much where I think, and I just feel that because of this, either we're in a more of a messed up world than we imagine, and it's because people are suffering every single day, and I feel my obligation is to just share my knowledge. Um, so it's difficult because you feel frustrated in life. You want to serve and help others, but when you meet people that want to just be for themselves, with people, I'm sorry to say, actually, I shouldn't do that. But I know that greed is real, right? I mean, it's not a good thing. Okay, people are dying every day, and so if I say the war train is a bad thing, does that make me bad? But then I don't have all the answers. So I ask my creator for that, and I read the Bible every day to try and keep me as godly-like as possible, and that's hard because I'm a human. I'm going to make mistakes, and I think more often in life, when we make mistakes, we blame ourselves, we blame others, And there's good and bad things around that. We can learn so much through failure, which is beautiful, by the way, to learn through our own mistakes. But then, because we're going to make our mistakes ourselves through what we want here in our heart, our path in life. And I've chosen Christianity. For me, that's, I'm a born again Christian. That's the path that I feel, just totally fulfilled with that. But it's difficult because now I look at the world and the greed in it, the war in Ukraine. I keep talking about that because war is good for no one, and we all want things in life, and it's getting worse and worse. And it does make me laugh sometimes when people put up their hands. You've got people like, I'm a former teacher, and I understand that teachers want more money. I get that, but the money was pretty good when I was working, and I never struggled before when I was working. And it was hard for me because I had epilepsy, still have, and I couldn't really hold down a lot of teaching jobs. But when you look at other people, how other people are suffering, and the wealth distribution around the world, and you're complaining about you want more money, if you're a train driver, a fire brigade worker, I don't know, there's so many problems here in the UK. People want more money, but you know, if you look at the wealth distribution, others are suffering, living on less than $5 a day. You kind of put things into perspective for me. So, you know, some people laugh at me because I don't really like money per se. Never really had wealth. Don't really want it in that respect. And I never really made any money in my business offerings. One day I might, but it's not really a desire that I want for myself. It's really to set up sustainable business models, to help the world a little bit, with things like mental well-being, wealth distribution in terms of food starvation, and setting up sustainable farming and that kind of thing. What do I need if I had a big contract tomorrow of £1 million? Would I go out and buy a gold teeth? No, I wouldn't. It's funny to me how people want these crazy possessions in life, a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, a yacht. Well, you know, some things. We all need holidays, etc. I mean, maybe I'm judging too much. I don't know, but I feel we're just living in a messed up world, and because of that, because of our hearts will always deceive us from the greed that we always desire. Doesn't matter who we are. We can't live a perfect life. No life, no one can. So because of that, I follow my faith, and I'm not preaching it. I'm just saying who I am. Why is it humans always want more? So forget if you're not a believer, that's fine. But why is it humans want always more? It's a big question. Maybe I should poll it. Maybe I'll do that next. But I think for me, we're incapable of living perfect lives, and because of that, there's always going to be problems in the world. We don't live in a perfect world. So because of that, we have so many problems: mental well-being, stress, anxiety, killing, murdering. It's all there. So how do we sort of lower everything, lower crime, lower domestic violence? How is it all done? How do we get to a safe level of living? How do we wake up feeling fruitful every day? And because of those questions never really get answered for many of us, we suffer in our stress and anxiety, our mental health, which is, I try to put out as much of my research as possible. Not really touched an eyelid yet, I don't think, in terms of helping people the way that I feel people should need to have knowledge around emotional intelligence. Because the fact is that because of we have greed and we have a desire, it causes so much conflict around the world, and wars, and people suffering. So maybe, I don't know, if I could advise anyone to be more honest about their emotions and understand that because we all have desires, when we're trying to do some good, not for us, to serve others, which is why servant leadership is so powerful. And we still need food and water ourselves, but to give away 90% of your possessions to serve that one person, or two people, or 10 people, or 20 people is profound. Not because you want the glory, not because you want to get rich or famous yourself, because you love helping people. I mean, that's why I became a teacher, to serve others. Sadly, I lost my career because of my epilepsy, and it's a battling condition that I have. Um, but I feel the more honest we are with ourselves, not what we want, what we can offer. That's I've always found that I have less seizures, better mental health if I focus more on serving others. Sometimes I do it too much and I can hit burnout, but generally my mental health is good on one side, heavily so when I serve, and it's more worse when I just try to do what I want to do. So I'm hoping that this connection and this service come out to you. I'll be doing more of these honest talks, I should call them, about who I really am and some of the real thoughts that I have. And it's not for everybody. I'm probably going to lose followership. I get that, but that's life. You know, I think sometimes in this world we all need to start being more honest about who we are, and that can lead to good and bad things. But I think because our hearts will deceive us, we have too much greed. We're never going to be in a safe haven, as it were. So the best we can do is offer our skills and serve others. All right, and that's it for me. I always end these talks, and I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know really what to say on that. I've enjoyed being honest with you, and I hope you learn to be more honest with yourself. Thank you, everybody.